One of many reasons why Christianity is not doing very well in the modern world, apart from the right-wing fundamentalist kind, is because we've been taught since the Enlightenment to take the Bible literally. And the Bible doesn't work literally. Any mystical teacher going all the way back to the time of Jesus and before will tell you that the sacred texts are meant to be read metaphorically and mystically. They're meant to be read at a completely different level from the way we are taught to read them. The literal interpretation of the Bible, the historical did it happen, did it not happen, is the least important aspect of the Bible. If you read it literally, it's nasty and brutish. If you read it metaphorically, you can see it weaving a growth of the human soul story. And yes, we fall flat on our faces again and again, but the growth is there, especially in the stories of the women. I've got a whole load of videos of YouTube here in my Kabbalistic section about how the stories of the women show the development of the feminine soul. However, on Jesus's stories, it's also important to take the metaphor. Jesus talks in parables, except for the Gospel of John. Now, if you look at, for example, the metaphor of walking on water, did literally Jesus walk on water? Who knows? But the story is profoundly important because back then they understood that there were four primal elements, if you like, to the world. We have dozens more, of course, with modern science, but they worked with earth, water, air, and fire. That's why we've got four gospels, apart from other reasons. Four elements that reflect life to us. The literal level is the physical, the psychological level is the water, the spiritual level is the air, and the divine level is the fire. There's a beagle coming in at the moment. So when you walk on water, it means that you are rising above your psyche to your spirit. And if you can walk on water, that means that you're inspired, breathing in the energy of spirit, which comes down from the divine through the spiritual world into you, which means that you can rise above the choppy storm, everyday emotions of life. And the metaphor is simple and profound. Jesus, who has stayed behind because he needs some hymn time or some prayer time away from the crowds, away from his disciples, has refueled himself. So he walks out through the storm to the disciples. Peter sees him and, fired up with that incredible, wow, this is incredible. My spiritual teacher is showing me how to walk on water, jumps over the side of the boat and starts walking towards him. But Peter's not experienced, as we are not experienced, in holding on to spirit. And the roughness of the emotion, the fear, pulls him down back into the watery level, and Jesus can pull him up. So is this saying that only Jesus can hold you above the waters of life? No, it's saying that you, understanding the inspiration of the divine coming through to you, whether Jesus is part of your faith system or not, will still work. We can all walk on water if we use spirit as our guidance. The trouble is, nobody's taught us that since the badly named Enlightenment, when we all went rational and everything in spiritual mysticism was lost. It's time now to bring it back.